People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking sun to sun, 'cause he's my best friend. Yeah, he's my best friend. La, la.
Exercise is part of a healthy lifestyle for dogs. You should take them on walks at least twice a day for 30 to 40 minutes, but any time is beneficial. You can also play fetch in your yard, park, or anywhere else. If it's not a good day outside to go outside, some exercises to do indoors with your dog are hide and seek. Charlie, stay. For hide and seek, you can hide food, their favorite toy, or you can hide yourself. When you hide one of those things, whistle or call them over to the thing you hid and see if they can find it or you. Good boy. Another activity for exercise inside is putting your dog on your treadmill and have them walk on it. You should make sure that you don't make it go very fast. Doing these things will bring you and your dog closer, so make sure your dog gets a good exercise each and every day to make sure that they are healthy and happy.
Hi, my name is Bridget Morrow.
And my name is Amelia Danko. We'll be talking to a few professionals on how to keep your dog happy and healthy.
Dogs are just like us and need to get checkups at the vet.
Here's a veterinarian from the VCA talking about some basic tips on how to keep your dog healthy.
My name is Dr. Mike Vetter. I am the medical director here at VCA Riverside Veterinary Hospital. I've been here since the year 2000. Good to meet you all. Well, a lot of things are required for dogs and or cats for medical care. And things that I would want to do is, first of all, as puppies and kittens, they need to have vaccines. And the primary vaccines we look at are, of course, rabies. We do distemper, which is in dogs causes intestinal issues and neurologic issues. Hepatitis can cause liver problems. Parvo, which is an intestinal problem that can cause vomiting. Other things we like to do for vaccines wise, we can vaccinate for Lyme disease, leptospirosis, which is a bacterial infection that can cause liver problems. Kennel cough, which causes upper respiratory tract infections, so you see sneezing and coughing. We do want to put them on heartworm preventatives. Heartworms are transmitted by mosquitoes and can lead to heart disease. And so the heartworms help protect against that. It's a once-a-month pill. The heartworm pills also help protect against intestinal parasites, which can lead to diarrhea and vomiting. You want to do an annual exam every year. Your pet should come to the doctor so we can evaluate him medically, make sure his weight is doing well, there's no heart problems, there's no lung problems. We look at their teeth. A lot of dogs have teeth issues. 70% of dogs by 3 years of age have dental disease. So that's something that we like to take a look at. And that's something that you should be doing at home is brushing the teeth. When they get a little bit older, we start doing yearly blood work to evaluate kidney function, liver function. We do an annual heartworm test to make sure they're negative for heartworms. Dogs should get twice a year stool sample analysis to make sure they don't have any parasites. So those are some of the main areas that we do medically speaking. And of course, if they're ever sick, which you would know by them not eating or vomiting or whatever, then you bring them in so that we can evaluate them at that point too. When they come in for the annual exam, we listen to their heart, listen to their lungs, we take a temperature, I look at their ears, make sure they don't have any infections in the ears, we look at their eyes, they can develop cataracts and other ocular diseases. We look at their coat, make sure the coat's healthy. We look for fleas, we look for ticks. We feel their belly. Sometimes they can get tumors in the belly, for example. Take a temperature of them when they come in. We listen to their heart and lungs, make sure there's no abnormal heart sound or irregular rhythm to the heart. We listen to the lungs to make sure they're clear and healthy. The most common diseases that we see for dogs, dental disease is probably the number one, dental disease. And as I said earlier, 70 to 80% of dogs by 3 years of age have dental disease because most people don't brush their dog's teeth. Another one is actually skin and ear infections. So a lot of dogs have allergies and they scratch and they chew at their skin, and so they lose hair and the skin becomes red. We see a lot of flea issues as well. Those are probably the 3 most common problems that we see in dogs. A very common problem is obesity. More than half of our dogs are overweight. And so, and some people don't realize that their dog is overweight. And so the guideline I always recommend is the dog should have a nice hourglass figure to their waistline, easily palpable ribs, almost to the point of seeing them. That's the ideal body weight. So if you have a dog who's got a little more cushion to the ribs, he's got a more of a rounder belly, then he's a little overweight, and then we need to kind of work with the owner to cut back on the food or change the diet to a lower calorie diet. And dogs that are overweight tend to live up to 2 years less than dogs that are of ideal body weight. A lot of dogs, especially depending on the type of breed of dog, need a lot of exercise. And if they don't receive that exercise, then it leads into behavioral problems. Excessive barking, chewing on the furniture or the walls. So giving them an outlet to get that energy out. If you think of breeds like Labradors and Goldens and Border Collies and Aussies, those are dogs that really need a lot of exercise. Other dogs like little Chihuahuas may not need as much exercise. A lot of toys to play around with, especially for little puppies. They go through teething, they like to chew on things. So having toys that they can chew on so that they don't chew on your shoes or the furniture like your sofa is important. So you want to have several options for toys. You want to make sure that as a puppy that the puppy is socialized with both people and with dogs, other dogs, so they get along very well. If they're not socialized, that can present a dog who's very anxious around people. They can snap at people because they're very anxious and scared, so they'll bite out of fear. So you want to make sure that they're really socialized, meaning that they're around a lot of other people all the time. A lot of dogs are given up for adoption because it wasn't working out for that owner. They didn't socialize them very well. It led to behavioral issues, and the owners didn't want to deal with it. So if they had just taken the time to properly introduce the dog to other people and to other animals, it would have had a better outcome.
Wow, that's good information, Amelia.
Yeah, you know what else is great, Bridget?
What?
When your dog gets a new toy and gets to play with it.
Dogs love playing with new toys. We went to Sandy's Pet Shop to check out all the different things they sell to make your dog happy and healthy.
Awesome!
Hi, Bridget and Michelle. How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you. What we try to do when somebody brings us a new pet is not only look at the age and what size the dog's going to be, but the breed type. Dogs were put on this planet for different purposes. So you've got your working breeds, so your Mastiffs and your Shepherds and those guys. Then you've got your herding breeds, the dogs that they're meant to be put out to pasture with some sheep. You've got your toy breeds that are just meant to sit on your lap and look pretty. So we really try to customize what we recommend to dogs based on what we feel they'll need, just as a true companion to your lifestyle. So happy and healthy dogs start with good nutrition. They start with a puppy food, which, you know, so you get puppies, they need to be on a puppy formula. And then they have their adult line. They have the weight management line, especially for a winter like what we just had that was very difficult on dogs. This is a great way to get the calories down, still maintain good nutrition, and they get the pounds off. They also have what's called the reduced activity or senior diet. So those older dogs, if they go out, they go potty, they go sit on the couch all day. So they're still getting a full, complete diet, but they're also getting the reduced calories because they're not expending as much. If it's a rescue dog, the South is bringing all their dogs up to us because they do not have a spay and neuter program. A lot of these dogs are coming up with some predisposed phobias. So we've got a lot of great calming supplements. We're now coming into storm season. Dogs are terrified of thunder sometimes, so we've got some great products that can help alleviate any fears, or not, maybe not alleviate, but at least help calm the dog down so they're not stressed out to the point they may injure themselves or their owner. In addition to seeing people that have new puppies or new family members, we also see dogs that over time have either developed issues or maybe when the dog was adopted had some pre-existing concerns. So we have a lot of options to help combat many of those issues. For example, dogs that have tender tummies, we certainly recommend a whole bunch of digestive enzymes and that sort of thing so the body doesn't have to work as hard. This is our calming section. So again, the dogs that are afraid of thunder or maybe have separation anxiety, or some dogs that just, the world is too much for them. This is a great calming product. It's all natural. Maybe dogs that get car sick. This has valerian root, which is another natural calming. A lot of times I believe it can be used with seizures naturally. And then ginger, so the dog gets car sick, you've got something that's going to take the edge off the scariness of the car ride, and the ginger, which is going to help ease his tummy. Over here we have our skin and coat section, so especially in the wintertime, we all turn the heat on, just like you and I, our skin dries out. And we've got various forms of fish supplements. These oils are an anti-inflammatory and they work from the inside out to help combat skin issues. This is our dental section. Dental health is important to any facet of dog care or cat care as there is, because bacteria along the gum line can get into the bloodstream, can lead to infections down the road. We don't want that. So we offer several things that not only promote good dental health, but also fresh breath. One of the best ways to keep your dog happy and healthy is through mental stimulation, especially the working breeds, the herding breeds, the brilliant breeds. A lot of dogs have border collie in them, or the emergence of the doodle breed. Border collies and poodles, the two smartest breeds out there, and they're also known, if they're not kept productive, if they're not kept entertained, they will get destructive. So a great way to combat that is through puzzles, through mental stimulation. We offer various puzzles that you can feed their breakfast and their dinner with. A 5-minute mental stimulation exercise is the equivalent to a 20-minute walk. Another tool we strongly recommend is the doggy backpack. A 10-minute walk in an appropriately weighted backpack is the equivalent to a 40-minute walk without one. You're having a cookout and the whole family's coming over. If you start walking the dog prior to everybody coming over, the dog is less likely to be antsy and possibly nervous or just overstimulated and overexcited and jumping up on the picnic table and stealing people's foods because they're tired, they've been stimulated, and they're not as interested in bothering the guests because they've had something to do. The other thing we recommend, especially a lot of these toys, is rotate them. Just like you, if you're left with the same toy all the time, you're bored with it. By giving the dog 8 different toys, but on Sunday morning you pick up the 3 you left down and then give the dog 3 more toys, the dog, it's suddenly a new toy and it's more precious to the dog, and they don't tend to destroy it as quickly because it's become coveted and they want to keep using it, and that's a great way to keep your dog stimulated and interested. The basic grooming tools you need for whether it's a puppy, an adult, a senior, and anybody. Nail clippers. Dogs' nails will continue to grow, and as they continue to grow, the quick gets longer and longer, which can make it very difficult to trim the nails back. With anything, if you're not sure how to cut your dog's nails, seek the advice of a groomer or your veterinarian, because if you quick the dog's nails, just like you and I, if we split our nail too short, it's going to bleed, it's going to be very painful, and the dog's going to be less likely to trust you for the next nail trim, so it's really important to make sure you know what you're doing. Ear care, very important, especially the dogs with the floppy ears where moisture can get trapped. We've got a great product. It's all natural. This is alcohol-free and has clove in it. It smells really good. Depending on the length of coat your dog has, you're going to want some type of brush. So we've got the shampoos, and they run the gamut of something is hypoallergenic and sensitive enough that you can bathe your puppy, that it's not going to upset the skin or that sort of thing. It's a little bit past the season, but we have what's called Musher's Secret. This is great for the dogs in the snow, keeps them from snowballing, gives them some protection against the cold. It's also great for hot pavement. We're coming into summer. Hot pavement can cause serious injuries to dogs' paws. This is a great way to combat that. Start with nutrition, because the key to health is going to be through nutrition, and then recognize your breed. What was it bred for? And then formulate ways to mentally stimulate and exercise that dog based on those needs.
Oral hygiene is essential for dogs and humans.
So make sure you brush your dog's teeth.
Let's take a closer look on how to brush your dog's teeth.
Hi, I'm Erin Harmon, and I'm going to share with you today different strategies that you can use to keep your pet happy and healthy. So this is my dog Duke, and oftentimes different pet owners ask questions like, do I really have to brush their teeth? Well, of course you really have to brush your teeth. They are like humans, and they have smelly breath, and they have tartar buildup and plaque, and you need to scrub it away and take care of it by doing it every day, or some people prefer to do it every other day by doing the back teeth first and then the front teeth. But all in all, you have to care for their teeth just like you would a human's teeth. But you will have to be very patient and begin brushing in different circular motions, and award your dog after with praise of different treats or bones, whatever flavor they like. Now, dogs can't use regular toothpaste like Oral-B or Crest like humans use because that's not healthy for them. So to begin to brush your dog's teeth, you're just going to have to lift their cheek just a tad, and in small circular motions, brush all of his teeth. Okay, other side, we're gonna be done really quick. Ooh, what a good boy. Good boy. Let Bridget see your sparkly white toothies. Another way to take great care of your dog is to groom him and brush him. Now, a dog like a Shih Tzu needs to visit the groomer about once every 3 weeks for proper care and clipping of his toenails and his hair on his body. So at home, what we do between visits is brush. You can buy a wire brush at your local pet store and just brush his hair in the direction that it grows. So his hair on his back grows backwards, headed towards his tail. So we brush him once a day, and then when his hair is a little bit longer during the winter months, we have to brush him a couple of times a day. And then when you brush his arms and his paws, you're going to brush down in a downward motion because that's the direction that the hair grows. He doesn't particularly care to have his hair brushed around his face, although you can simply brush his ears and brush his neck and also brush the front of his hair and underneath his chin. But you just have to do it gently. Training is everything. It takes a lot of practice and sometimes help to properly care for your pet.
Wow, it was nice talking to all those experts.
Yeah, we sure got a lot of information.
We hope that you learned something new in our video.
And that you use the tips
on how to keep
your dog happy and healthy.